Okay, so as part of the Halloween announcement event thing that the developers have put out, they said join us in-game for the Halloween countdown and stay tuned, we'll be announcing some big news. So yes, I don't know if the developers had the Halloween countdown in mind previously, but it is a Halloween countdown and not the Halloween update. But it is 2 minutes until the event, or well, not the event, the update is meant to drop. So we'll see what this countdown looks like and see if there's any changes to the lobby. And the developers are updating the game, rebooting the servers for an update. Alright, so far nothing new. There is new... oh, wait, okay, so we have reverted back to the Hexscape lobby and it looks like it is broken. I can't sprint, everything is not loading in. That's fantastic. And as you can see here, this is the VO. Yeah, so actually nothing's changed and there doesn't appear to be a countdown, which is cool. Oh wait, Menton's here. Let me ask him if he sees any UI. Now I do wonder, right, is the event area open? If I were to go here, does it open? No. But you can see there are some effects on the door now. Previously there wasn't any effects, but here, oh, okay, now it works. Alright, so let's kick off October with a very special live event. Join us on October 4th for exclusive game content, admin abuse, and free limited skins. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so you don't want to miss this out. Sign up in the lobby, in the event lobby. Okay, very cool. So you can actually enter it, okay. And yeah, live events with Below Natural. Now, I doubt that Below Natural is going to be in every single server just playing out some stuff. I think it's going to be probably a model of him, either that or it's just going to be one server which is lucky enough to have Below Natural. But in this lobby you can see, well, I think that is a horn of sorts. What is it? I actually can't tell. It's like a walrus tusk, something like that. And then in that background we have something very similar. It's very interesting that this is very similar to the Christmas events, when this is very definitely a Halloween event. But then in this background over here you have what appears to be the Awakened Fallen King. Huh, that's interesting. So am I allowed to even talk about this version of the Awakened Fallen King? Because this version of the Awakened Fallen King is decidedly there. It is the original version of the Awakened Fallen King that is just there. But am I even allowed? Because I do have like an NDA, not even an NDA, but just general notice that I shouldn't really be talking about that stuff. But that is the Awakened Fallen King, and that is indeed Campus Frosthold's chair that he uses. And then in that we have the Star Cannon that was used in the Solar Eclipse event. So yeah, it is very interesting. Although that being said, there is also another name for this enemy, not just the Awakened Fallen King. What is the name of it in the Roblox set? I do have the set which does name this, but I don't know if it's named accurately. So I'm just going to wait for the developer's note on that before I start talking about it. But anyways, this does mean that on Saturday, October, 5 PM, there is admin abuse by Below Natural. Don't miss this. Saturday, 5 o'clock. Let's kick off this October. Let's kick off October with a very special live event. Join us on October 4th at 12 o'clock ET, Eastern Time, for exclusive game content, admin abuse, and free limited skins. Just a repeat of what he said in the update log. There's also a new logo for Tower Defense Simulator. It's the Scout crouching. Okay, that's interesting. Is there even a new thumbnail? Yes, there's new thumbnails with what appears to be Comic Sans. Yes, it looks like we're going down these styles again, which I don't think many people are going to appreciate. I'm just saying though, the statistics probably show that these thumbnails are actually probably very effective. Also, Swordfight on the Heights background for Wave 99, even though there are no 100 waves in Tower Defense Simulator. So this is just like outright just clickbait at this. It's not even clickbait, it's just false advertising, right? Surely that, like, there is no game in Tower Defense Simulator that has lasted 99 waves. That's just wrong. Also, the reward info for the playtime rewards, they're kind of broken. I click on it and, oh wait, no, it's a hover thing instead of a clicking on the icon now, which I guess is very interesting, but I don't know why the icon reward is still there to like search into the crates, which I get fine. A spooky makeover. September is dead. The Halloween is here. Explore the Halloween lobby early and check out the Halloween event area. Can you guess what's coming next? Probably something to do that ties in everything that's seen in that lobby. And finally, the Jester is now back on sale for 749 Robux, which is probably the same price that it was sold for when it was first released. So you're getting yourself a deal. Coming soon, Night 1 preview. Okay, so the developers have confirmed night systems in Tower Defense Simulator. Although looking at things here, there's going to be at least Night 1, there's probably at least going to be Night 2, and there's probably at least going to be Night 3. So yeah, 3 nights in the upcoming Halloween event. So that's cool. That being said, Night 1, right, it doesn't look like an actual Halloween map. It looks like a blast site. It looks like John F. Kennedy Space Center rather than a Halloween map. Although, that being said, we know when it comes to the Children of Exo, they are not, shall we say, alien to attacking civilian populations, as is the case for that village, you know? So, it probably ties in with the lore for the Children of Exo, given the fact that, well, actually, Sentinel Ramino actually escaped from Outpost 32. So there are still 3 Children of Exo at large, and we killed Titus, unfortunately. Which, may I add, is probably a war crime. You want to arrest them, not kill them. Oh, actually, new interesting stuff. Low-grade crate. So it shows an animation rather than anything, but it doesn't show what reward you get. Wait, does it show what reward you get? Because is it actually a crate that I get instead of a chest? Okay, so that's interesting. So if you get the reward from the playtime reward, it actually shows you like a physical thing if it's like the crate, I think. Not entirely sure what happens if you get, say, the Molten Monster or the nuke or spin tickets. I assume if you get any consumables or crate, it'll show up a image of it, whereas if you get the coins and spin tickets, it'll just show the same thing as it did previously. That's cool, I guess. And also, I think this is scaled up better rather than it was previously, so that's also cool. Also, very interesting new music for this area of the lobby, but in the main lobby, it's the same sounds as the Hexscape event 1 year ago. Okay, don't think there's that many changes other than the background for this part of the skills is also changed to be, I think, slightly more purple, but that's probably with the change of the lobby skybox rather than anything else. Also, I have just noticed the developers have changed the playtime rewards. Previously, it was 5, then 10 minutes afterwards that, so that's 15, and then I think it was 30, then 35, then 45, then an hour, whereas now, very clearly, it is, I think it was 5 minutes, and then still 15 minutes, I think, but then after that, it goes to 30 minutes, and then after that, it's 30 minutes after that, so I think this is the new hour, whereas after that, this is like an hour 30, and this is 2 hours. So, to get these higher level of crates, you're going to have to play the game for a longer period of time. Or you could just camp out in the lobby for like 2 hours. So, very clearly, what the developers were doing with Playtime Rewards has been successful for them because they've extended it up to 2 hours, and I don't think the backlash, the small amount of backlash that the developers got for Playtime Rewards, given the fact that not that many people actually complained about it, it means that, yeah, whatever the developers were doing with Playtime Rewards, despite people saying that it's a bit of like a Pet Simulator X experience, it works, I guess. And it does count down if you are just in the lobby, so you don't need to be playing a Tower Defense Simulator game over and over again. You can just be AFK in the lobby, which means that, yeah, I guess the developers are cool with it. They've also changed some of the rewards and some of the rewards percentages. This is not this update, it was in the previous updates, which I'll cover in a different video. But for example, previously, the Molten Monster had a 10% chance of being gotten, which was kind of outrageous given the fact that a Molten Monster is like the most OP consumable in Tower Defense Simulator, even probably beating the nuke in my opinion. But that was reduced down to 1%, and in addition to that, the nuke, which was also I think 10%, it now also has a 1% chance. So the developers have increased the playtime reward, well, not even increased the playtime rewards, they've increased the duration of the playtime rewards, meaning that overall you're probably going to get less playtime rewards, but also they've reduced the efficacy and the amount of rewards that you get from playtime rewards. Not in this update specifically, but in the long term, they realised that we were getting too much of a good deal, and they decided to remove that. Oh, and yes, as mentioned previously, the developers do have a timer here that counts down for the update, which is the main purpose of this event. Unfortunately, it's not exactly 3 days, which is slightly annoying, and I assume for the next events, so for when Night 2 is released, for example, the timer is going to be reset. I assume this is going to be a timer for just Night 1, and I assume what's in the background for this live event thumbnail, there are some leaks there, but that's going to be a separate video given that there are also some more Twitter leaks that Blow Natural has just posted on Tower Defense Simulator, but also on Alter Ego.